YouTube, what is happening, everybody? All right, here's an update. It's been probably 3.5 months, guys, since I had time to do a video. Last time I was doing a video on this motor, I was telling you guys, you know, it was a part 2. I was telling you the parts I was going to be using, and we changed things up a little bit. We're going with the stock crank. We just took it to the machine shop. I got a buddy that does some great work up in Hudson, Florida, and it's called Bullet Machine Shop. Those guys are the bomb. He polished up the crank for me. I got a nice set of forged WISECO Pistons. He used them a couple times. These things are badass. You can look up the part number. They're the TRU Street, TRU Billet, stock rods, 5.7 rods. So what we did, the last thing I was gonna do is do a video on the plasti gauge, show you guys how to use it. I gotta be honest, there's so many videos. There's a million videos on YouTube on how to plasti gauge all of your journals for your bearings, on the crank, the rods, you name it. So I passed all that. I said, you know what, I'm not gonna do a video on it. We went through all the plasti gauge steps. The main caps, everything is torqued to spec. We went 70 foot-pounds in the middle, and we went 65 foot-pounds on the outside bolts. We chased all the threads down. We didn't use a tapper. We just chased them down to clean them. That way, you know, we don't mess with any metal. We don't want to remove any metal down in there. We just want to clean it out. And we degreased this motor probably another 3-4 times since my last video. But anyway, we just got this crank in this morning. We checked everything out. Everything is ready to go. The motor spins so freely, guys. I mean, it's just awesome. I can't wait. I use this Permatex Ultra Slick right here. A lot of guys are just using oil. A lot of guys are using this Valvoline with high zinc, since it is a flat tappet cam, flat tappet lifters. You know, the only thing I did with these, I dipped the bolts in them, but I didn't put the bolts in there soaking wet with oil. I didn't want to create almost like a, you know, I didn't want to fill up the hole itself and throw those bolts in there and get a false torque reading. I didn't want to create almost like a hydraulic. You know, I wanted to make sure the threads just had some lubrication on it. And then I put a little bit of oil on the top of the main caps. That way I can, there won't be so much friction. But anyway, again, guys, not claiming to be a mechanic, just do a lot of research. I got a lot of buddies up in New York. They're giving me tips and tricks and pointers and a lot of advice on what to do. So I'm taking all the steps, all the precautions, doing everything right. We put new freeze plugs in, and you know, it does look like there's no silicone. We use clear silicone. Not to make it look, you know, it's not all about the looks. I just like everything to look clean, you know. So I use clear silicone. I just rub my finger around the outside of it, sand the outside of the inside of the perimeter of the block with some 400 grit, blew it out really good, cleaned it with some parts cleaner, and yeah, man, we threw those in. Next step is going to be, I'm actually waiting at the performance shop. They ordered some rings for me. We're gonna do file fit cut rings, because we are gonna hit this with a little bit of nitrous. Not gonna say how much nitrous, but we're gonna hit it with some nitrous. We just want to make sure that you know, the rings, you know, I could get some regular pre-cut rings, you know, pre-gapped, but we're not going that route. We're gonna go a little bigger on the gap. That way we don't get these rings touching and cause all kind of static. So again, we stuck with the stock rods. I was gonna go with the forged rods. You know, it's a budget build and it's not. So you know what? A lot of guys are flying with stock rods. I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna put some money into the heads instead, and you know, stuck with the stock crank. Took it to the machine shop. My guy polished it, and no need to even put it through a ground. You know, we didn't have to run it through and get it cut. He just polished it, and I mean, it just came out badass. So Again, you know, we got the 2-piece rear main seal. What we did with the rear main seal, when we set it in, it's the blue Felpro. We didn't put it in straight down, you know, so that way it's sitting up this way and there's not any room for it to leak. So what we did was we just took it and we just kind of notched it up a little bit, and then we put the lower cap, did the same thing. We notched it down. That way the actual rear main seal is kind of way up in here. So that way there's really no room for it to leak. I know it's probably going to leak. All these small blocks leak, but we're doing everything we can not to let it leak. So again, it's been 115 degrees out here in Florida with the heat index. By the time I get home from work, it's 7 o'clock at night. We got no time. We're doing custom golf cart bodies on Saturdays. And here we are on Sunday evening having a couple beers. We're in the garage just giving you guys a little update. I'm sorry it took so long. I know everybody's probably like, what the hell's going on with this guy? You know, I had one of the subscribers, you know, he ripped me. He's like, oh yeah, you're using forged rods, forged crank. That's all cast, buddy. You're right, it is. You know, I'm not, you know, here it is right here. That's all stock rods. But you know what? Brand new, these are $600, about 640 bucks for these Pro Street Billet WISECO Pistons. So we're not skipping on the Pistons, especially because of the fact that we're using nitrous. So the rings are on order. These are extremely hard to get. ARPs, they're still brand new in the pack. I got them for 99 bucks, 100 bucks. Everything ARP is fucking back ordered right now. It's insane. So I'm glad I got my hands on that. Let's see what else I got my hands on. All these Pistons, guys, this is all cast. 20 over. As you can see that, let me get that right there. Yep, 20 overs. Those are all on my Facebook Marketplace. They're all for sale. Stock rods, brand new bearings. There's my cam right here. Not gonna say what cam I'm using. Those are my old caps. What else? This is important right here. I got this instead of using the see this little plastic. It's kind of like a little spacer or whatever it is, like a little small plastic fitting. A lot of times those break off. You'll have those sitting in the bottom of your oil pan, hopefully, and not go through some shit and ruin it. That's the old oil pump. You can see how we welded that up. The pickup, we welded it up so that way, you know, it doesn't come loose in the pan, but or in the bottom end. But we got a brand new one in the box there. It's actually a high flow pump, and we got a brand new pickup with a screen. And you know, this right here was important. We used this plastic gauge, and we got through it. We used the green. I put it back in the plastic because it's so damn humid in the garage. I don't want it to go bad, but yeah, we got our tolerances down, and man, we're ready to go. So this is all old. Like I said, we're getting a brand new dampener, harmonic balancer. We're getting a new one. That right there, I don't know if I'm gonna sand it and repaint it. The lower pulley for the crank, I might. We'll see. It's still good. We'll see what happens. That's old. That came out of a used motor. I'm probably either going to give that away to a buddy out here, or, you know, whatever. I'm not going to toss it, but you never know. We got a coil here. We were going with HEI distributor. I have the Street Fire MSD distributor. Fucking junk. So we're getting rid of that. It's still like brand new. I'm going to sell it on Facebook. But man, we're taking all the steps. There's the old crank right there. Some heads. My intake's way sitting back there. Still might change the intake, we'll see. But again, this is just an updated video, like a part 3, we'll say. I appreciate all you guys being patient. If this is your first time, please like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it, guys. We're almost at 4,000 subscribers, and honestly, I haven't even I've been slacking. I got a buddy of mine, and he's been telling me, dude, you're slacking on your channel. You got to get some footage up there. So you know, that's what it is. Like I said, 115 degrees every day. It's hot as hell in Florida. I get home, I am just wiped out. So that's about it, guys. Been doing a lot of side jobs on Saturday. We're doing some custom golf carts. Be on the lookout for some of those jobs. And that's about it. Once again, when all these parts come in, we're waiting on some bearings, some rod bearings. The bearings I used for the lower end, for the main caps, Clevite. You know, all the guys. Here's the part number right here. All the guys, all my buddies are telling me stick with that name brand. You can't go wrong with that name brand. And I'm doing the same thing for the rod bearings. And I'm going with a real nice set of some rings. Probably going to take it to my buddy at the machine shop, and we'll probably end up working together on it so we can file fit these rings. And that's about it, guys. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it so much. You guys stay safe out there. I know there's a lot going on right now. I know Louisiana's getting hit real hard right now with the hurricane. So whoever's out there, prayers out to you guys. And that's about it. Everybody stay tuned for the next video coming up. I'll try to be diligent, maybe in the next week or two, post another one. And that's it, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Later.